Hey, it's Ted McGrath with Superstar Speaker Training, and today's video is about how do you book more stages? And if you haven't booked any stages, how do you book stages, period? Because as a speaker, if you want to put on seminars and workshops, which is why you're here, getting on other people's stages is a really powerful opportunity to get people into your live events. And also, getting on other people's stages is a really powerful opportunity to sell other products and programs that you have. So getting booked on stages is an important part of building a speaking business, and it's something you can do to get a fast start in the next 120 days and something you can certainly do in the next 30 days to rock and roll. So booking stages, how do you get on somebody's stage? And the first thing that comes up in people's minds is, Ted, well, I'm gonna get up on somebody's stage and what is it that I have to offer? So if you don't know what you have to offer, make sure you go back and watch the video to week 1, which is about creating your products and your offers, right? And an important dynamic of getting on a stage is understanding this principle of adding 10 times value. And so most people ask me this question, they go, adding 10 times value, what is that, Ted? And I say, if you want to get on other people's stages, you got to add 10 times the value to them. So, for example, if you're going to a meetup group, which is a great way to go get on stages, you go join the group and you add value to other participants who are in the actual group. You connect with them, you share while you're part of the meetup group, you be a contributor to other people by just showing up, sharing great information, and being yourself. And one of the greatest ways to add value that people discount is their gift. Like, you have a gift inside of you, and most people walk around and they go, my gift? What are you talking about, my gift? And they discount their value instantly. And my coach always told me years ago, he said, Ted, you know, some of the greatest entrepreneurs in the world, they discount their gift because it's like a fish in water. They're swimming along and water's a miraculous thing, but everywhere they swim, the water's there, and they discount the value of water because everywhere they go is where it is. And your gift is the same thing. Everywhere you go, your gift is with you. So you start to discount the thing you do naturally. So what I'm here to say is sometimes getting on a stage is being able to share your gift with other people. I'll give you an example. Like one of my friends and my clients, David Mailer, he's somebody who has a gift. He's had a gift for 20 years. He works on Tony Robbins, he works on me, and just by sharing his gift with me and working on me, he's gotten in proximity with me and he's developed a relationship with me to where we become friends. And since he's done that, I've put him on my stage. And just because of his gift and his ability to add value to me, one, it's added value to my life, and I say, oh, it could add value to my community. So having a list doesn't always mean like I got to exchange my list to get on somebody else's stage, or even having a stage isn't the sole answer. It is one. It doesn't mean you have to have a stage to get on somebody else's stage. It's about value and understanding your value and going, I have something to offer in the world, and being yourself is more than enough. Because your gift and your skill set, it comes from who you are. And that's the beautiful thing about what we're doing in the journey that we're on. So first, I want you to start by honoring your gift and make a list, because this is an action video, and this action video is about making a list of what are the gifts you have and what are the different ways that you can add value to people. It's important, right? So take a moment right now. You might want to pause the video and you can make that list of the gifts that you have and the ways that you could add value. Like somebody like David could go, hey, I have this gift for 20 years. I'm serving people like Tony Robbins. I'm serving people like Ted McGrath. I have a gift. And for David, it kind of just like fell into his lap, the fact that, you know, he's had this gift and pretty soon people recognize it, but he could be strategic about it and go, wow, I have this gift. Maybe I could serve other speakers. And he could make a list then after he makes his list of his gifts, which you should be doing right now. Then he comes back and goes, wow, I have this gift. Who are the people that I want to serve? And what are the stages I want to get on? So now you make a list of seminar leaders and other stages that you're going to target this year. Like what are the stages that you want to get on? And so I would create a list of immediate stages, and I would create a list of fantastic stages. So your immediate stages are going to a meetup group and you're going to serve people with your gift. Maybe you give your gift away for free a few times. Maybe you go to the person who organized the meetup group and just say, hey, I'd like to add a gift to you. You've provided this gift of the meetup group to me and the community here. I have a gift that I can serve you with. And you give them a free gift. Maybe it's a free coaching session. Maybe it's something that you can, a product you can give them, a way to add value. You add value first, let them have the experience with it, then you come back later on in that relationship, and as you develop the relationship, they'll start to recognize your gift, and you wait for the right moment to where you could potentially ask to get on the stage and serve their audience. And you know, I've used this so many times. I'll give you an example. Marsha Weeder's a friend of mine. I went to a group mastermind, and I met her at the mastermind group, and on the plane ride back, I was sitting with her and I started giving her some input on her new brand because I have a gift with messaging. And so she started talking about this thing that she's doing, this brand that she's launching. And I said, hey, like, I've done some sales videos that have been successful recently. Like, I could help you with your messaging on your sales video. I'd love to come down for a day and just help you and serve you. She said, yeah, really? I said, yeah. So I went down, I had lunch with her, I developed a relationship with her. Marsha Weeder, she's been on Oprah twice. And we just had this great conversation. We connected, and she was showing me her brand online on her computer screen. And I was looking at it, and I said, whoa, you're doing this event? She said, yeah. And I looked at it, I said, whoa, how many speakers are there? She says, there's 15. And I saw these 3 black boxes, like there were 12 faces of speakers, and there were 3 black boxes, like no faces, no names there, right? So I look at her and I go, hey, who are the other speakers? She goes, oh, I haven't decided on them yet. And I was like, whoa, I'd love to be able to serve the audience. Do you have an open spot for me? And at this point, it's not that I couldn't have asked before, but I didn't have the relationship, I didn't have the rapport, I hadn't added the value like I did on the plane, like I did driving out to spend hours with her. So I kind of earned a right to ask for, you know, getting on a stage. And I asked, and she goes, well, what would you talk on? What would your topic be? And that's the other thing. If you want to get booked on stages, you got to know what your topic is, right? So if you haven't watched the last video, go back to the video called Pack Your Live Events, because I talk about developing your topic, right? So you got to know your topic. So when she asked me my topic, I had multiple topics because I could speak on several different things. And that's another trick is, you know, if you don't have more than one topic, sometimes you want to create a couple topics that are still within your niche, but you know, you might be competing sometimes with other speakers on stages. So you got to have multiple topics you could talk on. So I said, hey, I'd like this topic. She's like, somebody's speaking on that. I go, this topic. She goes, somebody's speaking on that. And then I kind of go, well, what topics are people not speaking on, right, in our industry? And she goes, well, this, I go, I can speak on that. She goes, oh, well, let me think about it. I go, okay. So I start working with her and going through her stuff. And on the way out the door, I'm like, so what do you think? She's like, on what? I said, on me speaking on your stage. And this was like, you know, an hour later. And she goes, I said, you know, what I could do is I could bring 10 clients, 10 of my top tier clients to your seminar, and they're 10 VIP clients, and I could get 10 people there who have invested with me or quality people. I could get 10 high quality people in your room. And she goes, really? I said, yeah, I could have it done within 24 hours. So notice what I'm doing. I'm adding value to this relationship. First by giving my gift of coaching, then by giving my gift of my community and my network. And I'm doing things that are looking at her hot buttons of how I can serve her, so eventually it will serve me, and it's a win-win-win for everybody around. My clients win, they get to come to the event. I win, I get to speak on the stage. She wins, I get to bring clients in her room. So when you're booking stages, it needs to be a win-win-win all around. Super important, right? Important dynamic for you to understand about developing relationships with stage leaders, with speakers. And notice from that one relationship of how I progressively built value, and I didn't stop at one time, I continuously started to add 10 times value, and I got my foot in the door and I got on a stage with 400 people. And I can tell you that led to a bunch of people coming to my seminar room, and it led to me making, you know, easily 5 figures in that seminar room from just speaking on her stage. And here's the other thing, when you get booked on stages, you know, you can be looking to get booked on a stage, and ideally you set it up and you go, I want to get booked on a stage to speak for 90 minutes, but that opportunity doesn't always exist. So the presentations you want to have available, and in the next video I teach you how to do presentations, you can develop this presentation, but you need to have different styles. Like, you need to have a 30-minute presentation, because some stages you only have 30 minutes or 20 minutes to talk. You need to have a 90-minute presentation, a presentation that allows you to sell on a stage and make your offer for a product. Well, on Marsha's stage, it was a 20, 30-minute talk. And so in getting on a stage, when you get booked on a stage, the power of telling a powerful story is one of the things that matters, because still to this day, I have people come up to me, they go like, I remember you sharing your story on that stage. It was like 2 years ago. And they remember the event. They don't remember the topic, they remember the story. So to get booked on a stage, you know, having a powerful story, but going back to the principles of, did I even offer up my stage to her? No, I didn't. I talked about adding value to her. I talked about getting her into, getting clients into her seminar room, so giving my gift of coaching her, getting clients into her seminar room, and then when she said yes to me, what else do you think I did? I said, hey, you know, I'm doing an event too. I'd love to have you speak on my stage. Like, she's gonna put me on a stage with 300-400 people. You think I'm stupid? Like, I wanna add value to these people and add as much value to create a great relationship. So I did 3 things there. 1, I offered my coaching. 2, I offered my audience and bringing people that I knew. And 3, I offered my stage. So right now you might be going, Ted, like, I don't have this audience. I don't have a stage. Well, the whole reason you're in this program is to go do your first live event in the next 120 days. And so, you know, part of your action step right now is creating local stages that you want to go speak on, and, you know, having that 30-minute talk to go speak on those stages. But in that meetup group that you go to, or that, you know, group workshop that you go to in your local community, you got to add value to that person. Go, what's my gift? And write down the gifts of what you have to offer. And, you know, go there prepared to maybe offer a coaching session. Go there prepared, if you have a network, to bring other people to the meetup group. That's adding value 10 times. It's not that you need to do 10 things, but every one thing you do and the next thing stacks value to serve other people. And so many times people go, Ted, like, I need help, like, get people into my seminar room. I need to get on your stage. And they come from this begging standpoint, and nobody likes a beggar. And nobody wants to be around somebody who's coming from scarcity. And you know what? You know, I have empathy for people. I feel for them when they're down and out. So I can be around somebody like that and be like, hey, you know, do something to uplift them, like, you know, give them some advice or whatever. But I don't want to partner with people like that. And so that's just the thing. So I'm not going to create relationships with people who are in a space that they're coming from scarcity. So if you want to play up, and that's the other lesson I want you to write down for booking stages, is your play up. You have your immediate relationships, right? Which is like maybe local groups and stuff, and make a list of those immediate relationships. And, you know, in the next 30 days, go to those groups, create relationships, get booked on those stages, practice. The second aspect of it is those fantastic 10, you know, through the course of the year, make a list of them. Like, who are the big players? Like, why shouldn't you dream and get on stages like I did when I started brand new, like Laurel Langmeyer and Marsha Weeder. And Laurel, I mean, there's a whole story behind Laurel, but the short of it is, I said to her, I said, how many people do I need to get in your seminar room to get on your stage? But before I asked that question, I had bought 500 of her books for $15,000 to help her become a bestseller, and which is a whole nother story, which was an accident that turned into an opportunity. And I was like, how do I capitalize on this opportunity? By still serving her. Even though I served her to help her become a bestseller, I said, how many people do I need to get in your seminar? Not put me on your stage, I need to make my money back. No, how many people do I need to put in your seminar room? And she goes, 10 minutes, 25 people will get you 10 minutes. And at the time, I didn't have a global audience. I didn't have a big email list at all. I just simply called people. It was in my local area. It happened to be in my local area. And I called people I knew. And within 48 hours, I had 25 people. It was like a cheap event, like $100, because it was to launch her book. I got on the stage for 10 minutes. And that 10 minutes on the stage, actually 15 minutes, because I brought 42 people into the room. And that got me 15 minutes, and I made $40,000 in revenue. And my talk was only 15 minutes. So when you do get booked on the stage, here's the key. If you only have 30 minutes, you have to have a free gift ready, like a free ticket to your event. And it's okay. You can make exceptions at times when you get on big stages to give a free ticket to your event. Like, it's a special one-time offer. I normally make this offer for $1,000 or whatever, and I'm going to give it for free, right? So that's a beautiful, amazing opportunity that I'm sharing with you. All these different dynamics. I hope you're getting ideas right now and getting excited like me. So your homework, action, like, who's your immediate 10 that you're going to get on stages right now? Make the list. What are your gifts of how you're going to add value to these people through coaching or through bringing people into the room? And then what's your fantastic 10 of the people you're going to go after, and like, how do you add 10 times value to those people and get on some big stages? And then what's the free gift you're going to offer up when you get the 30-minute talk? And then to prepare your 90-minute talk to where you sell something in next week's video, it's all about the presentation, the stage talk, the 90 minutes, how to make the offer. And that's what so much of the upcoming training is about. So, I mean, this fun stuff, right? And so one other thing, another piece of advice, like that's just using your gift. The next thing is this, another piece of advice, like you're doing seminars. So you're in this business doing seminars. You might go, Ted, like, I don't have a stage yet. Well, how are you going to play with the big dogs? You got to get a stage, right? So doing your first seminar in the next 120 days is like, that's the game, my friend. That's the game we're playing. If you haven't set the date yet, set the freaking date, okay? That's why you're here, to set the date, make it happen. Not like it may be this date, no, set the date, put it down. And then all of a sudden, I'll teach you how your stage becomes an asset. So it's another, like your value in the world and your gift is an asset. Your stage becomes an asset. It's pretty amazing, right? So when you think about it, the stage is an asset, which means if I have a seminar room where I put 30, 40 people in the room, that's an asset where I could get 2 other speakers over the course of 2 days to come speak at my event. So by doing one seminar, inviting 2 other speakers, I just booked 2 stages. How? Because I'm going to say, hey, I'll have you on my stage. I want to be on yours. So this is the part where you're already adding value by saying, come on my stage, but now you're in a position to be strategic and go like agreements. You know, you create like a rules of agreements about your stage that if somebody comes on your stage, they have to put you on their stage or they have to do something of equitable value, right? So get in the game, give your gift, add 10 times value. Once you're in the game as a seminar person, the leverage you have is huge. You're now an authority. How many people in the world have seminar rooms? You could be that person, right? And maybe you got it already, you're not leveraging, you haven't created rules of the game. But let me ask you something. If you do 3 seminars this year, one every 120 days, and you put 2 people on each stage, that's 2, 4, 6 throughout the year, you just booked yourself 6 stages, my friend. Is that huge? So notice the multiplier effect of this model that we're creating. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to start thinking of who are the people in the area that, you know, in this business that might want to speak on your stage. And you might think, Ted, I'm brand new, like I couldn't get a big speaker to speak on my stage. Well, Laurel Langmeyer came and spoke on my event when I had 50 people in the room. So when I had only 50 people in the seminar room, she's a big-time speaker, multi-millions, but she knew I got quality people in the room. So you get quality people in the room, you could get a big speaker on your stage, and that opens up the door for you. Now, with her, I wanted to add more value, so I just put her on my stage. But soon over time, as I grew it, it's like, hey, Laurel, I want to be on your stage now. And then she put me on her stage. So I got on her stage again. And so I created a repetitive relationship. But that wouldn't have happened if I didn't set my seminar date, if I didn't make the commitment to this business. And by doing your first seminar, the ripple effect that it creates is extraordinary, right? It's extraordinary. So you can book stages. Look at what I'm sharing with you to book stages. Like you should immediately be making your list, right? This is like your list in the last week's video. It was all about the list of people to get in your seminar room. Now it's the list of stages to get on. Do you see the multiplier effect? Look at what we're creating. Like, isn't it extraordinary?